You are listening to the Power Agent Blogcast, empowering agents to elevate their business to the next level.
Welcome to the Power Agent Blogcast. Today we'll be discussing how the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, or OBBBA, could impact the real estate industry. And when we say big, we mean truly monumental, really big. We're talking about legislation spanning, more than 1,000 pages. That has the potential to reshape everything from how we're taxed to the way property is invested in and sold. Sounds like a lot to break down, right?
It absolutely is, yeah. And the sheer volume is precisely why I think so many real estate professionals are feeling a bit overwhelmed. What's fascinating here is that while federal legislation might seem distant from the daily grind, this particular bill is different. For anyone in real estate, especially if you're guiding buyers, sellers, or maybe military families, this legislation directly touches your work, your income, and, well, your future. Understanding it isn't just about staying informed. It's really about strategically safeguarding and growing your business.
Okay, right. Let's dive into the specifics then. Our mission for this deep dive is pretty straightforward. We want to equip you, our listener, with concrete data points for informed decisions, help you cut through any uncertainty. We want to give you precise talking points for those client conversations and help you make personal decisions with confidence, too. Think of us as your trusted guide, sort of translating all this complexity into clear, actionable insights. Speaks your language, hopefully.
Exactly. And that daunting scale you mentioned, that's precisely why Darryl Davis, CSP, developed a specialized real estate guide just for the OBBB. It's designed to take those thousands of pages of legislation and, well, distill the real estate-specific provisions into what they call plain English, really cutting through the jargon to reveal what truly matters for you and your clients.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting and where a guide like that becomes, well, indispensable, I imagine. It doesn't just summarize, it dives deep into the practical implications, right? Like, for instance, does the guide spell out exactly who benefits from certain new provisions and who might be impacted by changes? Like that new eco-home renovation tax credit I read about. Can you touch on that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a perfect example. The guide details the credit it offers up to $5,000 for homeowners. But specifically, if they install certified energy-efficient windows or solar panels before selling their property. So it makes homes more attractive, potentially offsets upgrade costs, that kind of thing. And crucially, the guide points out when it takes effect.
Yeah.
January 1st of next year. So you can start prepping clients now.
January 1st. Okay, good to know. That's a critical distinction. And the guide provides that level of detail across the board. Yeah.
It does. It doesn't stop there. It includes dedicated sections on these crucial areas for real estate pros. Take deductions, for example. It clarifies this new flexible workspace deduction. It sort of expands what home-based agents can write off, things like a portion of internet and phone bills. Yeah. And it's based on a new simplified square footage formula that's actually outlined in the bill itself. Plain language breakdown.
Interesting. Can you give us another example? How does the guide translate some of the complex legal stuff into something immediately useful? What about, say, the new provisions around military housing? That can often be a really specialized area.
All right, good question. So the OBBBA includes something called the Service Member Relocation Assistance Fund. Sounds very official, very government. But in plain English, what the guide reveals is this provides a new one-time grant, up to $2,500, specifically for closing costs on a primary residence. And it's for military families relocating due to those permanent change of station orders, the PCS orders. This is a significant new benefit. I mean, really significant. And the guide gives you the specific eligibility criteria, the application timelines, everything you need to advise those military clients effectively.
Wow, okay. So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Whether you're like a solo agent running your own show, or maybe a broker owner steering a firm, or even a team leader guiding others, this resource sounds like it's really designed to empower you with specific knowledge. It's about giving you the confidence, I guess, to lead those client conversations and the tools to serve with integrity, even when new laws bring uncertainty. Basically, turning complex legislative changes into actual actionable advice for your clients.
Exactly. And that raises an important point. While this particular guide focuses really intensely on the real estate industry, it's worth remembering that the OBBA itself is much, much broader. There's actually a full overview of the entire bill available somewhere that covers everything from major tax changes, social programs, legal shifts, you name it. Our deep dive today, though, we're really zeroing in on the direct real estate impact because, well, that's where your immediate day-to-day operations are affected.
Right. Makes sense. Keep it focused. And speaking of valuable resources, you mentioned this specific guide on the OBBAA. Is it part of something larger?
It is, yeah. It's just one piece of a much larger picture, actually. The Power Agency Resource Center, they offer an entire library, free guides, checklists, training tools, lots of downloadable resources. They're all designed with really one goal in mind, to help real estate professionals like you strategically navigate market shifts, optimize your client acquisition, all that good stuff. It's all about providing you with the consistent support you need to, thrive.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for tuning in and joining us on this deep dive into the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. We really hope this discussion has given you some clarity and maybe the confidence you need to advise your clients effectively on this.
Absolutely. And remember, the more you know, the better you grow. It sounds a bit cliche maybe, but it's true. Knowledge, especially detailed, accessible knowledge like you find in this guide, is truly your most powerful tool in navigating any industry change. It really is.
Precisely, because look, when you have the right tools, the right strategies, and the right support like understanding complex legislation and knowing how to translate it into clear client advice, there's truly nothing you can't handle, not even in the dynamic world of real estate. So keep learning, keep growing, and stay prepared to turn these challenges into opportunities.